Genesis 1 and 3 reads, "And God said, Let there be light, and there was light." And God said, "Let there be light" means God's first spoken words in the Bible, and it means that God created light from nothing. It's a command that shows God's power and control over creation. Explanation, meaning God spoke light into existence, separating it from darkness. This was the first creative act in the Bible. Hebrew words, the phrase is yeo, or which is made up of the words yeo, to exist, and or light. Latin translation, the phrase is translated as fiolux, fietulux in Latin. Metaphor, light is often used as a metaphor in the Bible to represent God's power, goodness, and grace. Significance, the phrase shows God's creative power and absolute control over creation. And there was light means that God spoke light into existence as his first creative act. This verse demonstrates God's power and control over creation. Explanation, light as a metaphor. Light is often used as a metaphor in the Bible to represent God's glory and creative power. The Hebrew word for light. The Hebrew word for light in Genesis 1 and 3 is or, which means to be or become light. The separation of light and darkness. God separated the light from the darkness and called the light day and the darkness night. The beginning of time. The creation of light marked the beginning of time and the ordering of the cosmos. A foreshadowing of Christ. The creation of light foreshadows the spiritual light that Christ brings into the world. Why did God say, "Let there be light"? On the first day of creation, God said, "Let there be light," Genesis 1 and 3, and light appeared as a thing separate from darkness. The phrase "let there be light" could be confusing to some modern English speakers who are used to using the word "let" in the context of permission, as in "let me out of this box" or "let me have the last cookie." Some might wonder, whom is God speaking to? Was there some cosmic jailer who was keeping the light under lock and key? The phrase "let there be light" is a translation of the Hebrew phrase "yea," or which was translated "fiolux" in Latin. A literal translation would be a command, something like "light exists." God is speaking